Hello everyone, my name is Kaisha and I am here with a long overdue update for y'all. Um, if you don't know, I have a 5-year-old daughter named Yara, and back in 2021 I posted a video about her little journey that she's been through for the first 9 months of her life. Since then I haven't updated y'all, but just before we get into the video, I will remind y'all can go take a look at it. It's a bit long, but it will give you all the details. But a quick synopsis, I'll give you a quick synopsis still. Yara was born with something called clubfoot, where both of her feet were turned inwards, and we had to start corrective treatment from the age of 2 weeks. And between 2 weeks and 9 months, she had a bunch of series of casting done, and she also had 2 surgeries done. One surgery on both left and right foot, and another surgery just on the right foot. That was up to 9 months. So we are here now, 2026, and she is now 5 years old, gonna turn 6 in June. And you would think that was it, the 2 surgeries, but no, my girl had to go through more. So since between 9 months and 5 years old, she had 2 more surgeries done. So that's a total of 4 surgeries in my girl's life, and she's only 5 years old. I spoke about the experience of the 2 surgeries. They were both very traumatizing each time, and you would think that okay, the next 2 she might be accustomed, or nope, it was the same traumatizing experience all 4 times. So after the second surgery, as I said, the first time they did it on both feet, and then the second time they realized that her right foot was turning back into the clubfoot position, so they decided to do a surgery on that. The left foot was good. But then the third surgery, this would have been when she was approaching like 2 years old, they realized both feet starting to, turn back into the position. So they did a surgery again right before her second birthday. After that surgery, we had some corrective measures where we had like a splint or a brace on AFO. AFO stands for ankle foot orthosis. I will show you a picture. She was in that for some time, and I think she was in that for like a year or so, 2 years. Yeah, she was using that for like a year, trying to use it as much as possible. She started school, so she was running, playing with all the other kids with this brace on. So eventually wear and tear, and Yara runs top speed even with the brace on. So it started to wear out. She had to stop using it for a time, and then after, we've been of course still keeping up with our Princess Elizabeth checkups. That's where she did all of her treatment thus far. And then they realized, I think it was in 2024, yeah, they realized that the right foot again is doing its own thing, so they did a surgery again on the right foot. So that would have been the total of 4 surgeries. I remember, well, it's been a journey, it's been an experience. I remember specifically that 4th surgery. Usually for the first 3 surgeries, she would have to go there early in the morning to Princess Elizabeth, because they do everything at Princess Elizabeth. So she would have to go there early in the morning, do the surgery about midday, and then they would monitor her for the evening, and then they would send us home. That 4th surgery, used to look at me and was like, oh, well, you'll have to spend a night. And I was like, spend a night? Why? I did not want to spend a night because my girl was super uncomfortable in this space that she doesn't know. And I had to stay with her that night. No sleep was had, none. She was fussy. She was in pain, obviously, because she just did a surgery. She just didn't like it. But by the next day, we were able to go home. And well, since then, 2024, her dad and I remember specifically after the surgery, there is a cast that they put on your foot for 6 weeks. And I remember when they removed that cast after the 6 weeks, I looked at her foot and I was like, I don't think that surgery did what it was supposed to do, because I've seen she's been through surgeries 3 times before and it looked way different. So I was like, I don't think that last surgery did or was as successful as I would have liked it to be. But I just, you know, I was like, you know what, I don't know. I spoke to her dad. We had a conversation, and we both did not want to put our girl through that again, whereas in that traumatizing thing of surgery. So we literally just kind of held out a bit in regards to visiting Princess Elizabeth, because normally they would have like clinics every Friday. And as I said, she started school that time, so it would have been me taking either time off from work, she's taking time from school, he's taking time from work. So he's like, you know what, let's try to come up with something else. It took us a while, but if you know Yara, you know she runs very fine. Even though her foot is very much bent, you can tell she has some sort of deformity with her feet, but she runs super fast. She walks fine. She is aware of it, but it does not bother her at all. My girl is very much happy and content. But when we sit and we think about it, when I sit and think about it, you're thinking about your long term, how it would affect her long term, how it could possibly affect her confidence long term. You know, as you grow older, you become more self-aware. I don't want my girl to be in any kind of position to, you know, so I mean, it's on my mind all the time as to how I can help her and what we can do. So as I said, we stole a little bit between 2024. That surgery happened around Easter time 2024, so I remember it was like April. And I remember I had a thought last year, like August. I was like, one thing they did tell us, like every time one thing Princess Elizabeth always pushes us to do is to stretch her foot at home. Stretching her foot at home is very painful for her and me. Me trying to stretch her foot, it causes her pain. I can't see my child in pain. I can't willingly put my child in pain. Like, I know it's for her benefit, but as a mother, I can't do it. People might say, you know, I'm a little, like my sister to say, I'm a little, you know, rough with Yara from time to time, but I can't, that's something I can't do. My dad could probably do it, and he does it when he can, but I said to myself, I was like, okay, her foot needs to be stretched. They are literally professionals who stretches people and he stretches their joints. And I was like, why? I never thought about sending my child to to see a physiotherapist. So I got the idea and I contacted one, and she had a session, she had like a consultation in Arima. So when I went, the physiotherapist looked at her foot, stretched it, realized that it is, they realized that it is very tight. So her foot, in the position that it is right now, which is bent, it is very, very, very tight. And the physiotherapist advised that yes, you can do physiotherapy, and you know, she can come and you can stretch it every weekend, whatever, but it will take way longer than if you go through a surgery again. And I was like, okay. I say, all right. I say we will do the surgery again, and this time we take it a little different. So after the surgery, she goes into her cast for 6 weeks. Let's try something different, as in trying to get a different supplier for the AFO so that it can last longer, and also or stronger supplier, I guess, and also take her to physiotherapy every weekend. So that was the only way that I agreed to do this thing. And then she also told me that she told me about a hospital called Shriners Children's Hospital in the US. And I was like, I've never heard about it. I was like, tell me more. And she was like, they do free surgeries for international patients. And I was like, for real? I say, sign me up. She said that she actually had patients visit them, did surgeries, very successful, and it was great. I was like, I never knew about them. Like, I've never ever heard. And so I went through the process. I went online like immediately, and I signed my girl up, and they got back to me like in no time. So about September, they responded to me, let me know that she was successful. Well, we had like part one of the application process to fill out. There's 3 parts. So we had part 1 of the application process to fill out. We filled that out and waited a little. With that part 1, you had to get a lot of stuff, to be honest. So it took a while for me to fill out. I had to get like medical records from St. Granny Hospital, from Princess Elizabeth Hospital, from a private doctor. Like, I had a bunch of things that I had to get and put together to send to them. So it took a little while for them to respond. And I remember I was by my friend Amanda, and they basically let me know that homegirl is a patient at Shriners Children's Hospital. So that's how I know she was accepted. And with that email, they advised me that I had a virtual visit with her orthopedic doctor, which is Dr. McKee, and Dr. McKee is based in Texas. So we had a virtual visit back in December with Dr. McKee, and she looked at Yara's foot. She made her walk for her. She was also looking at her records, and she was saying that this is literally just a very stubborn case of clubfoot, because she was saying that everything that the doctors did in Trinidad, they literally would have done it anywhere else, or any orthopedic doctor or orthopedic surgeon would have done the same thing. So she suggested that we get an MRI done. That they're gonna do it over there. So in essence, my girl has a visit to Shriners Children's Hospital in Texas. I am nervous, I'm excited, and I think I'm looking at it from a different point of view of just traumatizing her again. I'm looking at it as we tried something different. It's totally different to what we tried before. A whole different second opinion. I mean, my sister been telling me that I should get a second opinion. Not discrediting Princess Elizabeth, but like, we're trying and nothing is working. So, smart thing to do is to get a second opinion. So I am very excited for that. We do plan to make that trip in March, but as you know, the everything medical is being taken care of by Shriners Hospital. But if we have to get there, we have to pay for accommodation, and the stay, I'm not too sure how long the stay would be, depending on what they intend to do after the MRI results. But it could be lengthy, so we have to pay for accommodation for a long period. So yeah, that's an update on my girl. As I said, that hopefully that will be in March, between March and April. And we do have some things in planning to raise funds, because we need to offset some costs. I'm very much a working woman, that is a working man, but it is very costly, and it's just to get there and to stay, and day-to-day expenses, getting food and everything like that. So making this video as well to ask for your support. Is very much a life update, but also to ask and plead for your support. We have an upcoming fundraiser. I will insert it now, where it's a barbecue lime. So you can get it delivered. You can either just come and pick it up, or you can come and lime with us. It would have live music. You can bring a cooler. Everybody just come in together to support my girl Yara, so that we can make this trip happen. And she could just walk like a normal child. She's very much a brilliant child, and as I said, she's already aware of her foot being different to others. So like, example, the other day she was like, "Mom, I want to go to Princess Elizabeth Hospital." And I was like, "For what?" She's like, "Because I want my foot flat." And I was like, let me organize this, because I don't want anybody telling my child anything. And I just wanted to have a normal life. She's very much content and happy. My girl is a very happy girl, and she doesn't let anything bother her. and you know, disrupt her happiness and her peace, which I love about her. But as we're thinking about future, we're thinking about long term, trying to do it and get it out of the way as soon as possible. So yeah, that's my little life update. And again, let me know how many tickets, how many boxes of food you want to buy. I'll deliver it anywhere. We'll have it delivered anywhere. I don't know about Tobago and I don't know about internationally, but come and support. Any kind of support would be truly appreciated, honestly and truly. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. But thank you. Okay, bye. Right here in the back, yeah.